Good morning, All Saints. It's Monday morning, the 7th of June. Already quite hot morning here in Hoboken. I hope that you are well and that worship, wherever it was for you yesterday, was enriching and joyful. We had a wonderful gathering on the lawn at Holy Innocents for Holy Eucharist and for our annual meeting. It was and continues to be such a joy to see faces that I have missed seeing, young children running around. The choir sang, accompanied us in the hymns. It was really quite lovely, and my heart was just filled. So that was my worship experience yesterday. Today, in the daily office and the readings assigned for the day, the gospel is from the 18th chapter of Luke. It's the story of blind Bartimaeus. Jesus has just told the disciples that he's setting his face for Jerusalem, and as they pass through Jericho, a blind beggar in Luke's gospel, he's not given the name Bartimaeus, but it's the same story. He's sitting by the side of the road saying, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. And the people are shushing him, saying, don't bother him, be quiet. It's almost like they're ashamed of this beggar in their midst. And yet he persists. He's Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus asks what he wants, and he says he wants to see. And Jesus said, see. And um, it's one of those stories that it comes in what I think to be a rather interesting spot in the gospel. This 18th chapter starts with a widow who won't give up in requesting justice from a judge who is reluctant to give it to her. So she's the persistent widow. But then we get the story of the Pharisee and the tax collector, and the Pharisee says some rather self-justifying prayers, and the tax collector throws himself on God's mercy. And then we have the story of the rich young ruler who was very righteous, but asked what he needed to do, and Jesus said, "Go sell everything you have," and he could not do that. And I feel as if Jesus is trying in this series of stories, and this series of events, that our job is really just to throw our mercy, our to throw ourselves on God's mercy. Yes, to pray without ceasing, as Paul would later write in 1 Thessalonians 5, to pray without ceasing, to ask and have the confidence that we will receive. And this feels like a really hopeful message here as we are beginning to gather together more and more comfortably in public. Um, and so this idea that over the past 15 months or so, so many of us have said so many prayers for a way out of this, for God to have mercy. And as I said in my sermon yesterday, God is always faithful. Whatever we're doing, God is always faithful. So keep asking and keep praying and keep hoping, and keep showing up. And you may be surprised at what blessings God has in store for all of us. So be like blind Bartimaeus sitting by the roadside, not allowing people to shut you up. Um, in a way, we are those embarrassing ones, those Christians who believe this stuff in a culture in which church attendance is at such a historic low. Um, who or we're like blind Bartimaeus, the actual homeless person sitting on the corner asking for help as everyone walks by or shushes. Um, to be that persistent in living out our faith and making our prayers and asking and believing in the most amazing and wondrous things. That is the path of life. As with Jesus, we set our face to Jerusalem as well to go where Jesus goes. So those are my thoughts for a Monday. I hope that your week will go well. We'll be here tonight at 7:30 for Compline on Zoom, and at 6:30 on Wednesday for evening prayer and back again on Thursday morning with another message. But until then, I do hope that you will pray without ceasing for whatever it is that your heart needs or desires, or the blessing that you crave from God, and see what happens. My prayers and blessings are with all of you and those you love and pray for.